Captain Potato is off to a solid start, maintaining the lead as they exit the first corner. Jimmy Tongs is closely tailing, trying to find an opening for that overtake. Wayne 24 isn't too far behind either, just waiting for a slip-up from the other two. It's all about strategy this early on. First player 52, looks like you've made some moves. The race is just getting started. And okay 3, I love the hype. Party popper. Violin Olivarden, yes, that was a runway. I think I saw some planes taking off too. Get ready for a crossover event. Airplane. Jazz 72, keep those cheers coming. Let's go. Let's see how this unfolds. Okie 3 has made significant progress, overtaking 4 cars and advancing to position 10. Shadow Knight 1 is also on the move, successfully passing 4 competitors to secure position 22. Meanwhile, Knalga 77 is following suit, gaining 4 spots and now holding position 32. The race is certainly heating up with these rapid advancements. In Oliver Garden said, "Oh mean gee, did Amy answer to my comment even after I didn't say hey Amy? Haha, I guess I just couldn't resist. Woman tipping hand, but next time, throw in that hey Amy for some extra flair. What's on your mind?" Captain Potato has successfully moved into P2, executing a clean overtake on Wayne 24. In P, Waziria's guy has advanced by overtaking Okayoki 3 twice. Meanwhile, Okayoki 3 is now in P9, after overtaking Kamikaze 38. The race continues to show strong competition across the board. D4L3. Al has successfully advanced to 16 after an impressive maneuvering through the field, overtaking 13 cars. Meanwhile, first player 52 has made gains as well, moving up to P30 by overtaking 5 competitors. In a notable battle for P3, Wayne 24, representing Team Wangan Midnight Runners, in a De Tomaso Pantera G5, is neck and neck with Al Pius D, who is piloting a Porsche 959. The fight for the podium position intensifies as they jockey for position. Okayoki 3 said, "Hey Amy, why is the yellow bird not yellow?" Haha, right? Maybe it's just a shy bird. It's got a personality to match those wild speeds though. El Pio SD is now in P3, after successfully overtaking Wayne 94. Silver Gaming has made a notable advancement to 15, overtaking Huggard 3. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has climbed to P21 by passing Tenka Ming in 7 hole 4. Right? That green interior is like something out of a race car fantasy. Honestly, it makes the Porsche 959 look even cooler. Racing car green, ha, what's next? Neon underglow? Amundsen has successfully moved up to 16. After an overtake on Huggard 3, who is now in 17. The battle between Amundsen, driving a Porsche 959, and Huggard 3 in a rough itchy air Yellowbird continues to intensify. Meanwhile, Shibroman and Sir Ironbottom making significant progress, reducing the gap to first place 52 by 2.4 seconds. Wayne Train NG4 has successfully overtaken Captain Potato, moving into P3 twice. Meanwhile, 1999 September has advanced to 7 after passing Issy, 12-12-12. The gentleman is also making progress now in P9 after overtaking Kamikaze 8. Dear NDJ has advanced to P34 after successfully overtaking Suzanne Greenberg. That's it. The E4L3A is making progress as well, reducing the gap to Suzanne by 2:30 seconds and positioning for a potential overtake soon. Kamikaze 38 has successfully gained a position, and is now in 10th place after overtaking Okayoki 3. The battle for 18th place is heating up between Huggard 3, piloting a rough GTI Yellowbird, and Bobardo in a De Tomasa Pantera G5 SK. Both cars are closely matched, showcasing some impressive tactics as they jostle for position. V4L3 Air has reduced the gap to Suzanne Greenberg by 5 seconds, making significant progress. Meanwhile, there's an ongoing battle for P11 between Snekufi of 115, Jaga Coyote, and Okayoki from Team Racing Potatoes, with positions shifting frequently. Hot Wheels Skidon has advanced to P24 after successfully overtaking Shadow Knight, won it. Feds and Greninja are locked in a close battle for 13th position, with both cars exchanging positions frequently. Knalga 77 has successfully moved up to 32nd place after overtaking Set Form BJ, who has now dropped to 33rd. Steve Form BH, however, has quickly regained some ground, overtaking Suzanne Greenberg to reclaim 33rd position. P4 Elfrine. A has significantly closed the gap to Retrieverin, reducing it by 44.2 seconds. In the battle for 15, Silver B Gaming in the rough GTI Yellowbird is engaged in a close contest with Amundsen driving the Porsche 959. Meanwhile, Estefondiate has made progress, moving up to P32 after overtaking Naga 77. Sniku 515, Jaeger Coyote, and Okayoki from Team Racing Potatoes are closely contesting for pole 11 as they navigate through the midsection of the track. Kokibin Energy has successfully overtaken Amundsen, advancing to 16. Meanwhile, Retrieverin is gaining ground on Suzanne Greenberg, reducing the gap by 2.6 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position soon. The gentleman has just executed a clean overtake on 1999 Setembro, moving up to Pate. The De Tomaso Pantera J5 Zoes showcased impressive cornering, allowing the gentleman to gain the advantage. 1999 Setembro is now in P9, and it appears they're trying to respond with a late braking maneuver into the next turn. The gap between them is narrowing as they head into the straight. ISI 1212 has successfully overtaken the gentleman, advancing to P7. Meanwhile, both Sniku 515 and Jaeger Coyote have maneuvered past Kamikaze 38, securing positions in P9 and Pen respectively. Currently, Sniku 515 and Jaeger Coyote, in their De Tomaso Pantera G5s, are engaged in a tight battle with Kamikaze 38, who is driving the Porsche 959. The fight for Pen is heating up as they jockey for position. Feds has advanced to P12 after successfully overtaking Okayoki 3D1D. Shinigami and Maya have made a notable move up to P30, getting past first player 52 to add. Retrieverin has climbed to P34 by overtaking Suzanne Greenberg Doughty. The race dynamics are shifting as positions change rapidly. V4 Elfrine. A has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg by 5.5 seconds. In the battle for 12th place, Kamikaze 38 in the Porsche 959 is closely contesting with Greninja in the De Tomaso Pantera J5S. The two are maintaining a tight distance, making for an interesting duel as they navigate the track. Okayoki 3 is now in P13, after successfully overtaking Silver Peak Gaming. Silverback Gaming has dropped to P14, having been passed by Grinning Jib. Meanwhile, Bilbado has advanced to P10, overtaking Hugard 3 from Team Nafgum Kings. The gentleman is currently in P9 after successfully overtaking both Snaku 515 and Jigor Coyote. Silver Gaming has advanced to P13 by passing Okayoki 3 Dwight. Aminsan has also made progress, moving up to 16 after getting past Koki Binati. Okayoki 3 has successfully moved into P13, overtaking Silver Peak Gaming in a tightly contested battle. Okayoki 3, representing Team Racing Potatoes, is driving the De Tomaso Pantera GT5s, while Silver Peak Gaming is behind in a rough GRR Yellowbird. The dynamics between these two cars have been engaging to watch, with Okayoki 3 managing to pull ahead and secure that position. (1999) Setembro has successfully overtaken AC1 1212, advancing to 7. Meanwhile, Naga 77 has made a move up to P33 after passing Etreven. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers gain positions. Suzanne Greenberg is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Etreven by 44.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 has successfully moved up to 7th place after overtaking 1999 seat Embro.I. The two are now engaged in a fierce battle for that position, with Issy 1212 in a De Tomaso Pantera G5 and 1999 Setembro maneuvering in a rough OTR Yellowbird. The dynamics in the midfield are heating up as they jostle for track position. Issy 1212 has gained a position, and is now in Seven after successfully overtaking the Gentleman. The Gentleman, representing No Name Racing, has responded by moving ahead of 1999 Setembro, and is currently in P8. A close battle is underway between the Gentleman in his De Tomaso Pantera D5 GTIs and 1999 Setembro in a rough GTR Yellowbird, both vying for P8. The dynamics are tight as they contest for position. Wayne 94 in the De Tomaso Pantera GT5S is currently engaged in a close fight with Captain Potato, who is driving the rough CTR Yellowbird for third position. Both cars are neck and neck as they approach the hairpin turn. Meanwhile, 1999 Setembro is battling the Gentleman for 8th place, with 1999 Setembro also in a rough Kia Yellowbird, while the Gentleman is in a De Tomaso Pantera G5S. The two are exchanging positions frequently as they navigate the course. In addition, Kuningjeb has successfully moved up to 13th place after overtaking Okayoki 3, showcasing strong pace in his car. The dynamics of the race continue to shift as drivers jostle for positions. Captain Potato has successfully moved into P3, executing a clean overtake on Wayne 94. The battle for that position is intensifying as both drivers maintain close proximity, with Captain Potato in the Roof GTR Yellowbird and Wayne 94 in the Tommaso Pantera GT5S. Meanwhile, Feds has made significant progress, advancing to 10 after overtaking both Snookerfreeve 115 and Jacob Coyote. The race dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. The gentleman from Team No Name Racing has successfully moved up to P8 after overtaking 1999 Setembro. Meanwhile, Feds is engaged in a tight battle with Sniku 515 and Jigar Koyoi for pennant, creating an intense competition. In P12, Kamikaze 38 in a Porsche 959 is racing closely with Greninjeb in a De Tomaso Pantera J5s, both vying for position. The dynamics are heating up as these drivers push their limits on the track. LPSD has successfully reduced the gap to Jimitems, now only trailing by 2.1 seconds. This is shaping up to be a critical moment, as LPSD gains momentum on the straights. Meanwhile, behind them, car number 57 is attempting an overtaking maneuver on car number 24, moving to the inside line. The two cars are side by side heading into the next turn. This could get tight. In the mid-pack, car 88 is also making a move, getting closer to car 45 and looking for an opportunity to overtake. Alpio SD said, "Hey Amy, vroom. Vroom vroom. Racing car dashing away, let's race our way to the finish line. Are we ready to rev it up?" Aminsons and Okayoki 3 are locked in a tight battle for 15th place. with Amundsen in the Porsche 959 and Okayoki 3 in the De Tomaso Pantera DT5 SE. Etrivan is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Naga 77 by 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Biofroth 3A is also gaining ground, closing in on Suzanne Greenberg by 4.2 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions evolve. Sneaker 550 and Jaeger Coyote have successfully advanced to P after overtaking the gentleman. Meanwhile, Greninja has climbed to Pen, pulling ahead of Feds. Okayoki 3 is now in 13 following an overtake on Silver Bee Gaming. The positions are tightening as the race continues to evolve. Feds has successfully moved into Pen, overtaking 1999 September. The battle between them continues, with Feds in the De Tomaso Pantera GT5 and 1999 September in the rough GCR. Yellowbird still very close. Meanwhile, 1999 September is now engaged in a fight for P11 against Greninja, who is also in a De Tomaso Pantera D5 SE. Both cars are showing competitive pace, indicating a tight race ahead for those positions. V-Foil 3A has significantly narrowed the gap to Etrivan, now just 50.2 seconds behind. 1999 September has gained a position, now in 10, after successfully overtaking Feds. Okayoki 3 has also advanced, moving up to P12 by overtaking Silver Bee Gaming. Greninja from Team, also No Name Racing, is currently in a tight battle for 15th position with Amundsen. Greninja is piloting a De Tomaso Pantera GT5S, while Amundsen is behind the wheel of a Porsche 959. The two cars are closely matched in speed, and it appears that Greninja is trying to defend his position as they approach the first turn. Amundsen is looking for an opportunity to overtake on the inside. As they exit the corner, Amundsen makes a move, pulling alongside Greninja. This could be a decisive moment as they head towards the next straight. Greninja holds strong but loses a bit of traction, allowing Amundsen to inch ahead. It's neck and neck now. They are approaching the second turn. Let's see if Amundsen can complete the overtake, or if Greninja will find a way to retake that position. Amundsen has gained a position, and is now in 15 after successfully overtaking Greninja. Meanwhile, Etrivan is in P34, having also made an overtake on Suzanne Greenberg. Positions are shifting as the race continues. V4 Alfreen continues to close in on Suzanne Greenberg, reducing the gap by 46.9 seconds. In the meantime, Groningen has moved up to position 15 after successfully overtaking Amin Sun. The two are now engaged in a close battle for that position. Groningen is maneuvering the De Tomaso Pantera GT5S, while Amin Sun is behind the wheel of a Porsche 959, making for an interesting dynamics as they compete for 15. Wayne Trinity 4 and Waziri Sky are locked in a tight battle for 4th position, exchanging positions as they navigate the corners. Meanwhile, Groningen has made a notable move, advancing to 15th place after successfully overtaking Aminsan Dutti. V4 Alfreen A is making significant progress, now just 2.3 seconds behind Suzanne Greenberg. The distance is decreasing rapidly as V4 Alfreen improves cornering speed and acceleration on the straights. Meanwhile, 3rd place remains contested with both drivers pushing their limits to gain an advantageous position. Overtakes are likely in the next few laps if this pace continues. Waziri Sky and Wayne Trinity 4 are currently neck and neck, both pushing hard for that 4th position. Waziri Sky is attempting to take the inside line at turn 5, while Wayne Trinity 4 defends aggressively on the outside. They're side by side as they exit the corner, and it looks like Wayne Trinity 4 has managed to hold on to Pfau for now. The gap is minimal, just a few tenths as they approach the next straight. This battle is intensifying. Waziri Sky and ISI 1212 are currently engaged in a tight battle for 5th position. They are closely matched, with Waziri Sky holding a slight edge as they navigate the turns. ISI 1212 is trying to find an opening, making several attempts to overtake on the inside, but Waziri Sky is defending well. The gap remains minimal as they approach the final sector. Suzanne Greenberg is closing the gap on Itreven, now trailing by just 42.3 seconds. Meanwhile, there is a tight battle for P28, with Shipram and Sirarenbot in their Ferrari 348s battling against Jussac 72 in the Porsche 900 and 11930 Turbo 3.3. The dynamic between these three drivers is intensifying as they jostle for position. Suzanne Greenberg is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Nalga 77 by 2.1 seconds. This indicates a potential overtaking opportunity if she maintains this pace. Meanwhile, Nalga 77 needs to find some additional speed to fend off the challenge coming from behind. The dynamic between these two cars is becoming increasingly competitive as they head towards the next turn. September has successfully moved into Pen after overtaking Okayoki 3.A. Meanwhile, there's an ongoing battle for P11 between Okayoki 3 and Feds, both vying for position. In a separate incident, V43A has advanced to P34 by overtaking Suzanne Greenberg. Wunziria's Guy has successfully overtaken Wayne Trinity 4, moving into Plower. The two are now engaged in a close battle for that position as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, Jasak 72 has made significant progress, advancing to P28 after overtaking both Shibroman and Sirironbot. Jasak 72 has successfully moved up to P28 after overtaking both Shibroman and Sirironbot. V43 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Nalga 77 by 2.8 seconds. V43A has reduced the gap to Nalga 77, now just 2.1 seconds behind. In the meantime, Car X has made a successful overtake on Car Y, moving up into 5th position. Meanwhile, Car Z is experiencing slight understeering issues, which may affect its performance in the upcoming turns. The front pack is maintaining a steady pace, while V43 continues to chase down Nalga 77. ISI 1212 has indeed encountered difficulties, dropping back to P21 after losing 8 positions. Okayoki 3 has successfully moved up to P9, completing an overtake on 1999 September. Meanwhile, Greninja has advanced to P13 by overtaking Silver Bee Gaming. The race continues to evolve with these dynamic shifts in position. Silver Gaming and Amundsen are locked in a tight battle for the 14th position. Silver Gaming is maneuvering the rough GTR Yellowbird, while Amundsen is behind the wheel of a Porsche 959, both drivers pushing their machines to the limit. Meanwhile, V4L3A is making significant progress, closing the gap to Nalga 77 by 3.5 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position soon. The dynamics on the track are shifting as these competitors push their strategies. As the race progresses, Okiyoki 3 has successfully advanced to position 9 after overtaking 1999 September. Meanwhile, Hot Wheels Gidon has made a notable move up to position 23, leaving Tenka Min and 704 behind. The dynamics on the track are shifting as these cars jostle for better positions. Jasek 72 has significantly reduced the gap to Tenkaman and 704, now sitting at just 7.2 seconds. This ongoing pursuit indicates a potential challenge for the next position. Meanwhile, Aminsan has successfully moved up to 14th place after overtaking Silver PK Ming. The race dynamics are shifting as drivers make strategic moves on the track. V4L3 A has successfully moved into P33 after overtaking Nalga 77. Now both drivers are locked in a heated battle for that position. V4L3 A behind the wheel of a Porsche 959 is showcasing impressive handling, while Nalga 77 in the Lamborghini Jalpa is trying to regain the position. The competition between these two is intensifying as they navigate the track. Jasak 72 has moved up to P27 after successfully overtaking both Shipberman and Sirarambot. Meanwhile, Shipberman and Sirarambot have responded by reclaiming their positions, now sitting at P28 after overtaking Naibi and Amy. In the front of the pack, V4L3 is closing in on first player 52, reducing the gap by 2.5 seconds. The dynamics are shifting rapidly in this race. Okayoki 3 has successfully executed an overtaking maneuver on 1999 September, now securing the P8 position. In response, 1999 September has also made a move to gain PI by overtaking Feds. Feds, representing team also No Name Racing, has retaliated by overtaking Kamikaze 38, placing Feds in 10. The positions continue to shift as the race progresses. ISI 1212 is gaining on the gentleman, reducing the distance by 49 seconds. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg has closed the gap to Naga 77 by 25.6 seconds. In the front pack, the gentleman is catching Babardo, narrowing the gap to just 4.7 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly with these close encounters. coming in 704, is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Hot Wheels Skidon from Team Wangan Midnight Runners by 8.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Jazak 72 has successfully advanced to P25 after overtaking both Violin Olive Garden and Nokum Bokum. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions change. Haha, yeah, those early morning events can be tough. I think the longest race I've seen was over 100 laps. It felt like an endurance challenge. What about you guys? Any crazy race stories? First player 52 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Shipraman and Sir Ironbolt by 49.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Captain Potato has taken the lead, overtaking El Payo SD. El Payo SD is now trying to respond, closing in on Captain Potato with a 4.4 second gap. Boy. Koki Bananity has just moved up to P11, successfully overtaking Silver Beaky Gaming. However, Silver Gaming is rapidly closing the gap again, reducing the distance by 49.2 seconds. The competition between these two Team No Name racing drivers is heating up as they jockey for position on the track. First player 52 has significantly reduced the gap to 13 Shinigami and Maya, now trailing by only 3.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Etruivan is also making progress, narrowing the distance to Nalga 77 by 2.6 seconds. Both drivers are showing strong pace as the race continues. Silver Gaming has just made a move, successfully overtaking Koki Binity and advancing to P11. The maneuver was clean, utilizing the slipstream effectively. Koki Binity is now in P12, but still within striking distance as they continue down the main straight. V4L3 A is currently in second place and has significantly reduced the gap to first player 52, now trailing by just 2.3 seconds. Meanwhile, in third place, we have Players catching up as well, with a consistent pace that suggests they might attempt an overtake soon. The dynamics are tightening, as the top three cars are within striking distance of each other. Lobardo has successfully moved up to 13 after overtaking Hugud 3, who is driving the rough GTR Yellowbird. Lobardo is in a De Tomaso Pantera GT5S, and it looks like they are engaged in a tight battle for that position. Meanwhile, Shipperman and Sir Ironbot have advanced to P29 by overtaking Esteform B's HDT. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers jockey for position. First player 52 is now just 46 seconds behind Esteform B's steadily closing the gap. Woonzerius Guy has successfully overtaken Wayne Train T4, securing the second position. Meanwhile, Greninja from Team Also No Name Racing has gained momentum and moved up to 9th place after overtaking Feds. The race dynamics continue to shift as drivers jockey for position. Wayne Trinity 4 and Woonzerius Guy are currently locked in a tight battle for second place. Positioning is crucial as they navigate the track, with both drivers exchanging leads and corners. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg has made significant progress, moving up to 35th position after successfully overtaking Etriverne. The race dynamics are shifting as competitors jockey for their spots on the leaderboard. Haha, Silverb Gaming. It's all about keeping things competitive. If the stats lasted all year, we'd all just get too comfy, right? As for the refresh, it's probably a mix of capacity and just keeping everyone on their toes. New month, new chances to shine. Blowing style. And hey gentlemen, looks like Feds has some fans in the chat. How's it going, Feds? Violina Leave Garden said, "Hey Amy, most of the other bare-armed streamers either sometimes wears a jacket over it sometimes, or they since changed their model to have sleeves. It warms my heart that you're the only one who'll consistently wear her sleeveless top. Haha, thank you. I'm all about that sleeveless life, keeping it cool and comfy while we watch some epic racing. Plus, there's nothing like showing off my gamer arms. Glexazen." Silver Gaming has just made an impressive move, overtaking 4 cars and advancing to 7. Hot on their heels, El Piasdi executed a rapid series of maneuvers, overtaking 5 cars to secure Pate. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha also showcased remarkable pace, overtaking 6 cars and moving into Pen. The field is becoming more competitive as these drivers push for better positions. Tenkonin 7-4 is now just 51.5 seconds behind Esioni 12-12, significantly narrowing the gap. Date 12. Silver Gaming has successfully overtaken El Pio SD, moving up to 5. In response, El Pio SD has shifted into 6 after overtaking Koki Benignity, maintaining competitive momentum. Green Jab is now in 14, after successfully overtaking Kamikaze 38. Kamikaze 38 has responded by moving up to 15, overtaking Aminzan. Aminzan has also made progress, now in 16 after passing Fence. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Edgerhoven has indeed closed the gap to Suzanne Greenberg by 2 seconds, now putting pressure on her position. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Car 8, driven by Max Torque, has successfully executed an overtake on Speed Sticks, moving up into 5th place. The top 3 remain stable, with no changes, but the battle for 4th is heating up between Edgerhoven and Suzanne Greenberg as they head into the next turn. V4L 3A is gaining ground on SD4 and BSJ, with the gap reduced to 2.3 seconds. Meanwhile, in the midfield, we see R3 Shift making a move on Z30, successfully executing an overtake and moving into 6th place. The top 3 remain stable for now, but the battle between V4 3A and SD4 and BSJ is heating up. Rizaldi Ada from Team Quark Express has made a significant move, advancing to 6 after overtaking Huggard 3. In response, Huggard 3 has also gained a position, now occupying 7, after successfully overtaking Silver Bee Gaming Dane. Meanwhile, Feds and Kokuben Entity are locked in a close battle for 17, with both drivers vying for an advantage. The race continues to show dynamic position changes. Aminsond is now just 46.8 seconds behind Silver Beaker Gaming, showing significant pace as they close the gap. Shadow Knight 1 is also making progress, reducing the distance to Jasak 72 by 44.5 seconds. In a notable move, Jimmy Tones has taken the lead, successfully overtaking Captain Potato, and moving into 1st position. (1999) September has encountered issues, dropping down to P12 from their previous position. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Naga 77 by 53.5 seconds, indicating a potential challenge soon. In a notable move, Rizaldi Ada has successfully overtaken Wazirius Guy, and is now positioned in Fawa. Currently, Free from Team Nafgun Kings has experienced issues and is now in P20 after dropping back 6 positions. In a tight battle for 7, Ryasunaku 515, Jiga Coyote, and Okayoki 3 closely contesting each other, with frequent positional changes. Silver Gaming from No Name Racing has successfully overtaken 1999 September, moved up to P12 Doyle. The dynamics are shifting rapidly as the race progresses. Rizaldi Adha has experienced issues on track, dropping from his previous position to P11, losing a total of 7 spots. Meanwhile, Tenkamin 704 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Huggard 3 by 57 seconds, and looking to make a move soon. In a notable shift, Wun Sirius Guy has advanced to power after successfully overtaking the gentleman. Koki Benanati and Babado are currently engaged in a tight battle for 16th position, with both cars exchanging positions frequently. Meanwhile, Isium 1212 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Rizaldi Adha by 3.2 seconds, indicating an increase in pace. The race dynamics are heating up as these drivers strive for optimal positioning. Tenkamin 74 is now just 2.7 seconds behind Hugo 3 from Team Nafgun Kings, consistently reducing the gap as they approach the final turns. Behind them, a battle is brewing between 2 other competitors as they jockey for position, but Tenkamin 704's pace is clearly strong at this moment. The race dynamics are tightening as we move deeper into the competition. Etruwaven has reduced the gap to Nalga 77, down to 2.1 seconds. They are maintaining a consistent pace, and it looks like an overtake could be on the horizon if this trend continues. The rest of the field is maintaining their positions, with no significant changes in the top 5. The battle for the lead remains tense as Etruwaven closes in. Aminzan, from Team Nafgun Kings, has successfully moved up to P12, after executing a clean overtake on 1999 September. This position change indicates a strong strategy and pace from Aminzan as the race progresses. The battle for positions is intensifying in the midfield. Etri has significantly reduced the gap to Naga 77, now trailing by only 2.1 seconds as they navigate through the tight corners. The AI adjustments appear to be favoring Etri acceleration out of the turns. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we see a battle developing between Swift Drive 42 and Turbocharger 88, with Swift Drive 42 attempting to overtake on the inside line. Turbocharger 88 holds firm, but is showing signs of tire wear. Back at the front, Naga 77 will need to defend their position carefully as Etri continues to gain ground. Weil Malivagarden and Nukembuken have successfully advanced to position 27 after overtaking Jasat 72. Meanwhile, 13 Shinigami and Maya have climbed up to position 30, overtaking Est4 and BZ40. In response, Est4 and BZ has managed to push ahead to position 31 by overtaking V43 Nate. The race continues to see dynamic movements in the midfield. First player 52 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to V4L3A by 51 seconds. The distance between them is shrinking rapidly, indicating a potential for an overtake soon if this trend continues. No other major positional changes reported in the last moments. Captain Potato in the Roof TTR Yellowbird has just pulled alongside the gentleman in the De Tomaso Pantera GT5, heading into the first turn. They are neck and neck as they exit, with Captain Potato managing to get a slight edge on the inside line. The gentleman responds quickly, maintaining pressure and attempting an outside move. Both cars are closely matched in acceleration, but Captain Potato holds the position as they approach the next corner. As they enter the straight, the gentleman gears up and looks for a slingshot maneuver, but Captain Potato defends well, keeping the car tight on the racing line. The battle for power remains intense, with both drivers showing remarkable skill and strategy. The gap is still minimal as they navigate through the technical section of the track. Suzanne Greenberg has successfully moved up to P35, executing an effective overtake on Etri. The maneuver showcased her precision as she navigated through the tight corner, gaining valuable positions in the race. Currently, Snaku 515 is holding the 7th position, closely pursued by Yeager Coyote and Wayne Trinity 4 from Team Wangan Midnight Runners, creating a tight contest for that spot. In parallel, Wayne Trinity 4 is engaged in another battle, this time with Greninja for 8th place. The competition between these drivers is intensifying as they jockey for position on the track. Okayoki 3 has advanced to 6 after successfully overtaking Greeny Jet. Silver Gaming is narrowing the distance to Wayne Train 94, reducing the gap to 2.7 seconds. Kamikaze 38 and Amin-san are closely matched, trading positions as they enter the final sector. Kamikaze 38 manages to pull ahead on the straight, but Amin-san is right on his tail, looking for an opportunity to slipstream. As they approach the next turn, Amin-san dives to the inside, executing a clean overtake. They are now neck and neck as they head into the final corner. Kamikaze 38 tries to counter but can't quite close the gap, allowing Amin-san to secure P11. Meanwhile, the leaders maintain their positions with no significant changes in the top 5 spots. Okayoki 3 is currently in 5 after successfully overtaking Greninjib Biotel. Meanwhile, Greninjib has regained momentum and moved up to 6, bypassing Captain Potato. The battle for 6 is intensifying as Greninjib, driving a De Tomaso Pantera GT5, and Captain Potato in a rough GTR Yellowbird, are now closely contesting, tracking their positions closely as they navigate the track. Greninjib has successfully moved into 7 after overtaking both Sniku 515 and Jaeger Coyote. The maneuver was clean, showcasing excellent precision as Greninjib took advantage of a slight miscalculation from those two drivers. The pack ahead is tightening as they approach the next turn. Sneakle 515 and Jaeger Coyote have successfully moved into 7 after overtaking Greninjib. Meanwhile, Greninjib is locked in a fierce battle with Wayne Train 94 for Pate, showcasing some close racing. In another development, 1999 September has made progress, now occupying P12 after executing an overtake on Kamikaze 38. Wayne Train 94 has successfully moved up to Pate, overtaking Greninjib. The two drivers were engaged in a tight battle for that position, but Wayne Train 94 managed to pull ahead. Currently, Wayne Train 94 is representing Team Wang and Midnight Runners, while Greninjib is now in P9 after the overtake. 1999 Setembro and Kamikaze 38 are locked in a tight duel for 12th position. As they approach the hairpin turn, 1999 Setembro, in the rough TTR Yellowbird, takes an inside line, attempting to gain the advantage. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 in the Porsche 959 is maintaining speed on the outside, aiming to carry momentum into the straight. Exiting the corner, 1999 Setembro manages to edge ahead slightly, but Kamikaze 38 isn't far behind and is looking to draft off the Yellowbird on the next straight. Their gap remains minimal as they head down the straightaway, with Kamikaze 38 poised to make a move. In the meantime, the rest of the field continues to spread out, with no significant changes in the top positions. The focus remains on this exciting battle for 12th place as both drivers showcase their skills. Snake 515 and Jaeger Coyote have successfully overtaken Captain Potato, moving into 6th away. Hot Wheels Skidanon from Team Wang Midnight Runners is making significant progress, reducing the gap to 10,7 or by 2.3 seconds. Meanwhile, 13 Shinigami and Maya are closing in on Shipperman and Sir Ironbolt, cutting the distance by 2.1 seconds. Wayne 24 has successfully moved up to 7 after executing a clean overtake on Captain Potato. This maneuver has tightened the competition in the mid-pack. The gap between 6 and 7 is now approximately 2 car lengths as they exit the turn. Captain Potato will need to regroup quickly to maintain pressure on the drivers ahead. Suzanne Greenberg has successfully moved up to P35, executing a clean overtake on Etru Varnjot. This positions her further up in the pack as the race continues to unfold. Stay Fawn BHA in the Toyota MR2 GTS. 98 is currently holding on to P31, but V43A in the Porsche 959 is closing the gap rapidly. They are now entering the final sector, with Est Fawn BZA attempting to defend his position. V403 takes a wider line, looking for a potential slipstream. As they approach the final corner, V403 makes a move on the inside. It's a tight maneuver, and they are side by side coming out of the corner. Steve Thorne BH manages to maintain his position for now, but V43A is not giving up. They head into the straight, and V43A is inching ahead. It's a fierce battle, and Steve Thorne BH will need to push hard to keep that position. The tension continues as they cross the start-finish line, with both drivers still neck and neck. Bryninieb has successfully moved up to P8, completing an overtake on Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes. Meanwhile, V4 Elfreen A advances to P30 after overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Maya.E. The positions are shifting as the race progresses. September has successfully moved up to P12 after overtaking Kamikaze 38. The two drivers are now locked in a tight battle for that position, with 1999 September in the rough GTR Yellowbird and Kamikaze 38 in the Porsche 959. It appears that 1999 September is gaining an edge on the straights, while Kamikaze 38 is trying to defend aggressively in the corners. The dynamic between these two drivers will be pivotal as they continue to contest for P12. Hot Wheels Skidone is gaining on 10 minutes 704, reducing the gap to 44.9 seconds. Meanwhile, 1999 September has advanced to position 12 after successfully overtaking Kamikaze 38. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting as Hot Wheels Skidone continues to close in on the leader ahead. V4 Elfreen A has successfully reduced the gap to Shipperman and Sir Ironbot by 2.2 seconds, indicating a potential for an overtaking maneuver if this pace keeps up. The positioning on the track is becoming more competitive as V4 Elfreen A approaches. Meanwhile, the lead trio remains tightly packed, with Shipperman and Sir Ironbot maintaining their positions. This could lead to an exciting battle for the top spot shortly. Car 3, known as One Serious Guy, is currently engaged in an intense battle with Car 1, which is just ahead in FA. The two are trading positions and maintaining very close distances. Meanwhile, V4 Elfreen A is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Shipperman and Sir Ironbot by 2/36. The pressure is mounting on the cars in P2 and P3, as they face a potential challenge from V4 Elfreen AA. Positions are shifting frequently as the drivers push their limits. Silverg Gaming is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Captain Potato by 590.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Shadow Knight 1 is closing in on both Naibi and Amy, cutting the distance by 5.8 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as Silver Bee Gaming continues to pursue Captain Potato, indicating a potential battle for position ahead. Chipperman and Sir Ironbot have both advanced to P28, after successfully overtaking Naibe and Amy. This marks a strategic maneuver as they push further up the field. The gap between them and the cars in front is narrowing, indicating potential for more action in the coming laps. Tenkamin Insane 4 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Okayoki 3 by 542.4 seconds. Bobado from Team Blast has gained a position, moving up to 14th place after overtaking Feds. The dynamics are shifting as Tenkamin Insane 104 continues to close in on Okayoki 3 twice. Chipperman and Sir Ironbot are gaining ground on Shadow Kaitone, reducing the distance by 6 seconds. This brings them closer to contention for a potential overtake. The dynamics are shifting as they pick up speed through the curves. Shadow Kaitone will need to defend its position as the pressure builds from behind. D4L3. A has successfully moved up to P29 after overtaking Shadow Knight 1. This marks a notable advancement in the race standings. The AI's maneuver was clean, utilizing the inside line effectively to gain the position without any contact. Shadow Knight 1 remains in P30, but the gap is tight, indicating potential opportunities for further battles ahead. Shinigami and Maya are now within a striking distance of Shadow Knight 1, reducing the gap to 5.2 seconds. Okayoki 3 is also making progress, narrowing the distance to Huggard 3 by 2.2 seconds. Meanwhile, V4L3 has advanced to position 27, after successfully overtaking both Chipperman and Sir Ironbot. Hey there, Silver Gaming! Automobile dashing away, a massive thank you for subscribing. Your support means the world to me and helps keep this race train rolling. Ready to cheer on those AI racers? Let's go! Party popper partying face. It looks like everyone is super hyped. Collision, let's keep that energy up for the rest of the race. Who do you think will take the win? Checkered flag. Okayoki 3 is making significant progress, cutting the gap to Hugger 3 to just 533 seconds. In the meantime, first player 52 is not having much luck with V43A. The gap remains an extensive 586.3 seconds. Amundsen is closing in on board of the jungle with a reduced gap of 2.1 seconds, indicating a potential move soon. The dynamics are shifting as positions are contested. Currently, Naibe and Amy are in P27, after successfully overtaking Shipraman and Sariran Bot. They executed a clean maneuver, utilizing the inside line on the last turn to gain those positions. The gap to the next car ahead is approximately 1.5 seconds, indicating they have some ground to cover for further advancement. The race dynamic remains competitive as they continue to push forward. Kokibinity has successfully overtaken Issy 1212, moving up to 17. The two drivers from Team Also No Name Racing are now locked in a battle for that position. Meanwhile, Otvuskidon has gained ground, advancing to P25, after overtaking both Viola Olive Garden and Nukembo Kimbi. Current dynamics show a tight competition for positions as drivers jockey for advantage on the track. Feds has advanced to 13 after successfully overtaking Bobardo. The battle for 13 continues between the two, indicating a close contest. Meanwhile, Shadow Knight 1 has made significant progress, moving up to P28 after overtaking both Viola Olive Garden and Nukembokum. The dynamic between these positions is intensifying as the race unfolds. Etrivern is making impressive strides, reducing the gap to Nalga 77 by 51.3 seconds, indicating a strong push for position. LPOSD has successfully overtaken Jimmy Toms, now taking the lead in first place. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy has advanced to third place after overtaking the Gentleman. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly with these positional changes. Lord of the Jungle is now just 7.2 seconds behind Captain Potato as he continues to close the gap. Okayoki 3 is making significant progress, reducing the distance to Hugger 3 by 5.5 seconds. In a recent shift in positions, Snaku 5, 115 and Jager Coyote have both moved up to P3 after successfully overtaking Jimmy Toms. Hey, MBG 2129. Welcome back to the chaos of racing. Buckle up, it's gonna be a wild ride today. Racing car dashing your way. Sniku 515 and Jaeger Coyote have significantly reduced the gap to the gentleman, now trailing by just 2.7 seconds. Meanwhile, 1999 Settembril is also making progress, cutting down the distance to Lord of the Jungle by 2.1 seconds. In a notable move, Koki Binanity from No Name Racing has advanced to 13 after successfully overtaking Issy 12-12-12. Feds from team also No Name Racing has successfully moved into P11 after overtaking Bobado. Bobado, now in P12, has also made a move to overtake the gentleman, who is now sitting in P13. Meanwhile, there's an ongoing battle for 13 between Koki Binanity and Issy 12-12, with both cars closely matched as they jockey for position. Unziri Sky maintains the lead but is seeing pressure from both Sniku 515 and Jaeger Coyote, who have reduced the gap to 4.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 from Team Wangan Midnight Runners is making significant progress, closing in on Rizaldi Ada from Team Quark Express, cutting the distance by 4.6 seconds. The race dynamics are tightening as both pairs of competitors are showcasing strong pacing. Violin Olivergarden and Nukembocken have both moved up to position 31, successfully overtaking first player 52. In response, first player 52 has dropped back to position 32 after being overtaken by V4 Freendot. Meanwhile, Etro Ivan is making significant progress as they close the gap to Naga 77 by 2.6 seconds, indicating a potential upcoming challenge for that position. Stayform BDHA is aggressively closing in on Shipbraman and Sir Ironbot, reducing the gap by 9.6 seconds, showcasing impressive speed and strategy. Meanwhile, King Naga 77 has a much larger task ahead, as they are attempting to close a staggering 552 seconds on V4 3A, which is quite the climb. In closer action, Captain Potato is cutting down the distance to Greenijeb by 2 seconds, indicating a potential for an imminent overtake. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers adjust their tactics. Lord of the Jungle is now just 5.3 seconds behind Captain Potato, significantly reducing the gap. Meanwhile, Jimmy Tones has successfully moved into P2, after overtaking both Snookufiv 100 and Faker Coyote. Additionally, Wayne Tren 94 is gaining on Snookufiv 115, and Jaeger Coyote, narrowing the gap by 2.6 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as the race progresses. Amazon has successfully moved into 15 after an overtaking maneuver on Koki Beninati. Meanwhile, 13 Shinigami and Maya have advanced to P27, getting past St4 BZJ. St4 BHA then made a comeback, moving up to P28 by overtaking Shipperman and Siraranbot. Violin Oliver Garden and Nukembokum are rapidly closing in on Shadow Knight 1, reducing the gap significantly by 578.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Wayne 94 is also making progress, narrowing the distance to Jimitones by 3.8 seconds. The race dynamics indicate strong competitive movement among the top contenders as they jockey for position on the track. V43A has significantly reduced the gap to first player 52 by 2.4 seconds, demonstrating improved speed and strategy. Meanwhile, Etraviran is also making moves, cutting down the distance to Naga 77 by 2.3 seconds. Both drivers are gaining momentum as they approach their respective targets. Car number 3, from Team Racing Potatoes, has successfully moved up to position 19, executing an overtake on Huggard 3. The maneuver was clean, showcasing efficient cornering and acceleration. The field remains competitive as we continue to monitor the positions of the cars ahead. Etraviran has reduced the gap to Naga 77 by 2.2 seconds, now sitting just 3.5 seconds behind. Meanwhile, we see a strong performance from Speedster 42, maintaining a solid third position while managing to keep a comfortable distance from the cars behind. In fifth place, Turbo Cars 88 is making small gains, inching closer to the fourth place driver, but hasn't made a decisive move yet. The top four remain consistent, with no major overtakes in the last laps. Woon Serious Guy is currently in the lead, battling closely with Jimitones, who is just behind in his Porsche 959. Wayne Train 94 has gained momentum, and is now in P3, having successfully overtaken El Payo SD. El Payo SD from Team Starline Pixels has also made a move, now in far after passing Captain Potato. The dynamics in the top positions are intense as the race progresses. Greninja is currently closing in on both Snaku 515 and Giga Coyote, reducing the gap by 33.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 is also making a move, narrowing the distance to Greninja by 49.7 seconds. The competition is tightening as these cars battle for position. The gentleman has successfully advanced to 10 after executing a clean overtake on Bobardo. The maneuver was precise, showcasing excellent timing and line choice, allowing him to gain that position without any major disruption. Currently, he is now focused on closing the gap to the car in P9. Greninja is currently in P11 after successfully overtaking Amundsen. Amundsen has now dropped to P12 but managed to move ahead of Issy 1212, who is in P13. Issy 1212 has made a move on Bobardo and is now in P13 as well. The positions are shifting rapidly in this section of the track. Wayne Train 94 is now in P2 after successfully overtaking El Piosd, who has dropped to P3. El Piosd managed to reclaim a position by overtaking Captain Potato, who is now in Fower. Captain Potato also executed an overtake on Wazirius Guy, securing foul for himself. The battle for the top positions is intensifying as the cars continue to jockey for position. The gentleman has gained ground, now in P8 after successfully overtaking both Snaku 515 and Jaeger Coyote. Meanwhile, Snaku 515 and Jaeger Coyote have responded by moving up to P9, taking advantage of Wazirius Guy's momentary lapse. In the front, Okayoki 3 is making impressive strides, narrowing the gap to Bobardo by 230 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position soon. Kankamainen 704 is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Isioni 1212 by 587.1 seconds. In a noteworthy move, El Piosd has advanced to P2 after successfully overtaking Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes. Captain Potato has responded by reclaiming P3, executing an overtake on Lord of the Jungle. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Greninja from Team, also no name, Racing has dramatically reduced the gap to Wayne Train 94 by 48.7 seconds, putting pressure on the leader. In the meantime, the 4L3A is also making moves, closing in on first player 52, with a gap of just 2.6 seconds. The competition is tightening as these drivers push for position. Lobato is currently in 16 after successfully overtaking Okeoki 3. Okeoki 3 follows closely in 17. After passing Huggard 3, who has now dropped to P18. Huggard 3 managed to overtake Koki Beninity, placing Koki Beninity in P918. The race continues to see some strategic moves as drivers jockey for position. Warren is making significant progress, closing the gap to V433 in A by 486.7 seconds. In the meantime, the gentleman has advanced to 7 after successfully overtaking Snicker 515 and Jiger Coyote. The positions are shifting as the race continues, indicating an intense battle on the track. Seems like the chaos started right from the get-go. Classic racing drama. They see a soft joy and big shootout to Erasive for keeping the good vibes rolling. Let's hope the next race is a bit smoother, or at least as entertaining. Grinning face with smiling eyes racing car.